Alright, welcome back to part 2 of this video. I'm going to continue where we left off to keep building out our hallway. It's a good exercise to flex your creative muscles by creating a level with no end goal in mind. You'll honestly shock yourself with what your mind comes up with. I'm going to start by dressing up the walls a little bit. Let's see if I can find some trim pieces to place in. I like the look of this wall piece. Let's see how it looks around the doorway. It honestly looks like it would fit better along the wall inside, perhaps at the bottom like a baseboard piece. I'm going to rotate it and move it into place. Remember, we can't get it too close to the wall behind it or the wall will show through. Now that that's in place, I'm going to just go ahead and duplicate it and drag it across the entire wall at the bottom. I'm just going to let the mesh hang out the back of the wall here. Don't worry, it won't be visible from our game space. And I'm just going to duplicate it to the other side and rotate it. And just drag it back into place. Next, I'm going to experiment with some other pieces. This wall looks interesting. I don't really like it though, so I'm just going to delete it and find something else. Now I really like this piece. It has a little semicircle design at the bottom. I'm going to put it on the back wall here, and I think I'm going to scale it up. And just move it back into place. And I'm just going to pull our torch out a little bit from the wall. I saw these little low wall pieces and I immediately started thinking benches. This hallway is now going to become some kind of secret meeting hall. Let's go ahead and put them in place and duplicate them. Alright, now that those are done, I still want to spice up the doorway, so let's see what we can find for that. I like to look at this stone arch piece, so I'm going to put it in and position it and scale it up. Whilst being mindful of the wall behind it because it can show through very easily. Now that that's finished and in place, we can change the lighting back to lit at the top and see our progress so far. Now I want to do something to spice up the torches a little bit. In one of our asset packs, we have these little alcoves. I'm going to put them in place around the torches, just to spice up the wall around them a little bit. And I'm going to alt drag them into place to duplicate them. And then add them onto the other side as well. For the center torch in the back, I want to raise both the torch and the alcove up higher to not interfere with the circle texture at the bottom. I also want to duplicate and move some torches to the entryway at the front. Now looking through the doorway, we can really see our progress. The benches appear to be a little off-center though, so let's fix that. Now that I'm really looking at it, the torch alcoves that we added, I'm not really sure if I like the way they contrast with the brick wall behind them. If we find a new asset in the content browser, we can select all of them and change them all at once to one that may fit the scene better. Select all of the assets that we want to change, and then in the details pane on the right, we can find the static mesh option. If we click on this and click the button to select our new mesh based on what we have in the content browser selected, it will change all of them at once for us. This has changed them all, and I think I really like it better. It fits a lot better with the brick. We just have to adjust positioning a little. I also want to bring this torch out a little bit at the doorway. It's sticking into the wall a little bit too much. Next, I want to add some of these hanging torches from the ceiling. Like before, they're too bright and throwing sparks. So after I position them how I want them, I'm going to edit the original blueprint and change them. We will once again lower the intensity and change the color of the point light in the viewport tab. And then we can edit the particle emitter that they use. And simply uncheck the sparks checkbox again. Now I want to add some kind of lectern or something for the leader of whatever secret meeting that is being held here to use. The one I've found here is a little large, so I'll sink it into the floor a little bit. It doesn't really exactly look like a lectern to me, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the gun from the tutorial level on this pedestal, like it's a secret item or something. I'm going to take the gun that's already on the level and simply move it into place. I'll rotate it slightly so it looks like it's resting there rather than defying gravity. Now I want the player level. It looks like our player cannot get through the wall. A simple fix for this would be to turn off the collisions for this mesh. We can do that in the details pane on the right. We'll want to select the mesh and scroll down on the pane to collision. We want to change the collision preset to no collision. Now when we play the level again, we can walk right through it. I also want to duplicate the doorway and put it on the inside as well. So let's duplicate it and rotate it 180 degrees. It's a little rough, but it still looks pretty cool. Now we can walk inside and grab our gun. Now one last time before we go, I want to build this level and the lighting again just to make sure that this is the final product we're looking at. Alright, we're done. It's not perfect, and it's certainly not my best work, but it looks pretty good for something that is randomly placed on a sample level. I hope you were able to follow along. Use this to create your own scenes. In the next video, I'll start going over blueprints and how to make things work in your game, like doors, moving platforms, buttons, flipping on a light switch, lighting a torch, etc. Thanks for watching, and be sure to follow along in the next video.